Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I feel like I haven't been live on this page in a while, so I wanted to come on here and give y'all a Tip Tuesday. Tip Tuesday is something that all of our teams in Simply Grace and Grit group do every week. We come on here and talk to y'all about something that could be helpful in your business. So today I want to talk to y'all about focuses, what you're focusing on as a leader, what you're focusing on in your business, what you should be focusing on, what you shouldn't be focusing on. All of those things are important because we always talk about being intentional in our business, right? So doing everything with intent, expecting a result from doing something. We don't just do it to do it. We do it because we expect a result from it, right? So the first thing, always in your business, especially as a leader, the first thing you should be focused on is your business, your PRV, your front loading, your sponsoring conversations, you scheduling posts, your follow-ups. Always, your business is going to be first. Even if you're at SSD in this business, your business is always going to be first because you can't have a business without a business, right? So you have to have the PRV, you have to have the minimum PRV, you have to have and really, honestly, the PRV that we should have as a minimum on the compensation plan should be a guide. Like, you should be way over that as a leader. Something else you should be focusing on, like I said, is your sponsoring, joint conversations. Are you having them? If you're not, you need to take a step back and focus on the joint conversations. Your coaching is last out of those three. So again, the 3 legs of success. That's what you're always going to hear me talk about because it is what builds a successful business. So your coaching is last after your PRV and your sponsoring is taken care of. You're going to show your teams how you're working, and that is a focus. You're going to be training your teams. You're going to be showing them how you're working. You're going to be sharing how you're working. And if you're a leader and you're not doing these things that I'm saying you should focus on, then be intentional about starting it. Because as a leader with a team, even if it's a team of 1, you should still be focusing on these things to continue to get better, to strive to promote, and to keep going. With the training of your team, we've talked about team pages. If you have a team of 6 or more, I highly suggest that you already have a team page up and going, because once you hit director, you want your team to know what your dynamic's going to be and what your team is about and what it's not about, okay? You also need to be getting in the habit of sharing. So again, with your business, I mentioned scheduling posts. That's for your VIP page, for your PRV, but scheduling posts in your team page because you need to consistently be showing up for your team. And when I say consistently showing up for your team, you should be sharing. You should be commenting on things on your team pages. You should be interacting with people. You should be shouting people out. All of those things come into training and showing up and leading from the front. I'm looking at my notes down here just to make sure I don't miss anything. Leading from the front, all of those things. Again, if you're not doing these things, you really need to be intentional about doing them. Leading from the front with sharing on your page. When you get to the point as a leader that you are going live on your director's page without being asked, that's when you know you're doing something right. Okay, if you only go live when your director asks you, then you need to take a step back because you're not leading your team. You're not leading your downline if you're not going live without your director asking to share with the whole team, okay? Because if you're not a director, that whole team is not yours, but you should still be sharing with them because that's what a team is. And not so much focused on just your downline, because if you're only focused on sharing with your downline only, I'm not okay with that. Just to put that out there. You should always be willing to share all the things with all the people because we are all on the same team. We're all in the same company. We're all wanting to do the same things. So one thing you'll see me do is obviously pretty much every time I do a training, I share it here. Now, that's something I've been trying to be more intentional about because I want to provide y'all with all of the things that my team has. I also shared Anchored In because I want them to have a different perspective of a training as well. There's directors groups, and if you don't share in them, you will get kicked out of them, because sharing is that important with this business. So leading from the front, sharing on your team, commenting, interacting, shouting people out, again, all of those things. One thing you should definitely be focusing on is being positive, okay? If it's like your mama said, if you don't have anything nice to say, you don't say anything at all. If you see negativity happening, we don't respond to that, okay? We don't harvest that. We don't help that grow, okay? We're just going to ignore it. We're going to recognize the things that we do want repeated, and we're going to ignore the things that we don't, okay? So if you see someone being negative, or you see someone doing something they're not supposed to be doing in their business, we're not going to even recognize that, because we're not going to put our attention or our time or our focus towards something like that, okay? So being positive, surrounding yourself with positive people. If you talk to someone and every time they have something negative to say about something, you probably need to rethink who you're around. That's a whole nother training. Doing and not telling. Look, as leaders, we are not a boss of our team, of our downline, of our frontline. We are not their mom. We are their leader. So we're showing them what to do. We're doing the things we're telling them to do. And we're doing them first before we tell them. And that's one thing you always see with me, is that I will never tell you or give you advice on something that I haven't done or seen myself that has worked, okay? If you don't have your leadership numbers for the month, you should not be telling your team that they should be having their leadership numbers, okay? You're always going to be leading from the front. You're always going to be showing them and not telling them what to do. And then focus on, the last thing I have on my list for focuses is focusing on the people that want to grow. This is a touchy subject, because the way that I was trained is that you focus on the people that want to grow. You don't focus on the people that want to have a coaching call with you, but then not implement the things that you tell them to implement. Or you don't meet with people or spend time with people on helping them get to their goals if they're not working towards their goals. If someone is in this business for a hobby and they're not interested in promoting or making a bigger paycheck or moving forward in their business, then you don't need to be spending time with them helping them reach a certain amount of PRV, okay? Because if they're not wanting to continually do that, they're wasting your time. So we're focused on people that want to grow. We're not focusing on, here's a list, time suckers. We're not focusing on people who, again, just want your attention and not your expertise or your help with things. It is very, 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 very hard, but we have to keep our business and our friendships separate, because we do our business with our friends. But when it comes to the point where friends aren't doing what you're doing in your business or what you want or what your vision includes in your business, then that has to be separated, okay? If you're not on the same track together and moving, it doesn't even have to be at the same speed, but if you're both not moving at the same time, those relationships need to be kept separate, okay? And I know that's hard, because I've been there and I know how it goes, but with all of your friends, you should have a friendship and a business ship, okay? Whatever you want to call it. A relationship in your business and a relationship as friends, because they're two totally separate things. Now, if you are best friends with your business partner or your accountability partner, then awesome. But again, you both have to be moving forward. If one of you isn't moving forward, then what are they going to do? They're going to hold you back. And we're not doing that in our business, because I hope, and this may not be for everyone, but I hope that everyone sees this business as a real business. And that's totally different from it being fun and being friendship and friendly. And all that is included in our business. I love it. I think it's the funnest job I've ever had. But it is a real business. It produces real money. And some people need a certain amount of money every month. And with that, they need to be moving forward. So again, business, friendship, two separate things. So we're not focusing on time suckers. We are not focusing on drama in your team, on your team, on someone else's team. Again, friendship and businessship separate, okay? If you find yourself constantly around drama, there's one key thing in that. Just leave that with you. We're not focusing on issues that may happen with our team or on our business. So we're not focusing on, for example, things like something didn't ship in their order, or something came broken in their order. Your team and you are an independent business owner. So guess what? If that stuff happens, that business owner should be taking care of it. You should not be calling support or contacting support in any way for any teammate for anything, okay? Unless there is a huge problem. And if it's such a big problem that you're contacting support for your team, your SD and your SSD should also be involved. So I should be involved and Chloe should be involved if it's that important. Unless there's a big problem or you believe they've been given wrong information, okay, then you can contact support and be like, hey, I think this has happened, and get some information. But you should not be contacting support for your teammates because they got a broken soap, or because something didn't process right, or because their sit and warmer of the month hasn't shipped yet. Y'all, you're not their mama, okay? They can call support. They have the same number you do. Stop calling support for your teams, okay? You're not their mom. They are an independent business owner. Unless they're having a real big issue, like I said, don't call support for them. I think I've only ever called support, from what I can remember, is one time, maybe two. Okay? Other things we're not focusing on. Fluff. We're not focusing on fluff until you're where you're at in your business. You should not be making samples for the upcoming products if you are not where you need to be in your PRV. Guess what? I have 2K PRV this month, and I don't have my samples made yet. Because why? Because I've been focusing on my business. Okay? The scents will be there. They will be made at the end of the month. I promise you. Something else we're not focusing on. What's coming? Guys, this is a pet peeve. When you are more excited about next month's scent and warmer of the month on the first of the month than you are the current scent and warmer of the month, that is a problem. Okay? I get it. I get that it's exciting. I get that Scentsy is amazing and we have all of these limited time offers being released. I get that you want to share exciting news with people. You want to share the harvest collection. You want to share all the things. But we should be always focused on what we have now. Should you be talking about those things? Absolutely. But if you're more, here's one for you. If on the first of the month, you're going in the workstation to see what next month's scent and warmer of the month is before you're sharing this month's scent and warmer of the month, that's a problem. Okay? That's a problem because guess what? You're more excited about what's coming than what hasn't even been released yet. Okay? So, sorry, but it's a pet peeve when people are so worried about what's coming next. I get it. It's exciting. But in a business, you're not focused on what's coming next. Is it exciting? Yes. Amazing? Yes. Big PRV producer? Yes. But guess what? If it's not going to be released in a month, why are we sharing it now? Okay? I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm not. I want y'all to be focused on the right things in your business, okay? So we are focusing on the current, the now, the present. It is a present. It is a gift. Focus on the present, guys, okay? And really being intentional. That's all it comes down to. Being intentional with how you run your business. Being intentional with everything you do. Your time. That's something that I work on every single day because when I get messages about things that I know that people can find in the workstation, I want to answer them right away because I want to help them. But I'm in the middle of having a conversation about someone joining. So where should my focus be? Okay? Being intentional. And that's the thing with this business is that if you feel comfortable in your business right now or at any time, you're not doing it right. You should always feel uncomfortable. You're never going to get to a day where you're like, I got it figured out. I'm doing the damn thing. This is it. I've made it. We're here. We're going to sit back and relax. It's not going to happen. And guess what? That was a realization that was hard for me because I'm a list person. So I like to check things off. And I'm never going to be in a spot in my business where I'm like, oop, I'm good. Okay? Because I'm always changing something. I'm always doing more. I'm always upping my goals. So I hope that you are too. And I want to work closely with you if you're doing those things. I want to talk to you every day. I want to know what you're doing in your business because I want to be intentional with focusing my time on helping my team members who want to go farther. Okay. And I want to take you with me. I want to go to the top with you. Let's go. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. Please, please, please be intentional with your focuses. If you are on Facebook and, for example, Anya Fost always talks about intentional scrolling. And I find myself doing it almost every single day. And I'm like, oop, I'm looking at TikTok. I shouldn't be doing that because guess what? Working from home is hard. Just like a lot of million other things in this world. Working from home is hard because I'm like, ooh, I need to do that laundry. Oop, I need to sweep that floor. Oop, I need to vacuum. Oop, I need to dust. There's so many things that you can get distracted by, but being intentional with your time is so, so, so important, okay? So I hope you all have a great Tuesday, and let me know if you have any questions. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.